There's another new Dogecoin miner. It's very efficient, it's pretty profitable, and I'd say it's reasonably priced. I'm Drew Vosk. You're out here on the VoskCoin mining farm, where the backbone of my mining operation is Bitcoin mining. However, we are on track to eclipse our Bitcoin miners with Doge miners. Literally a meme coin, a joke, a jab at Bitcoin many years ago. And now it's the second most profitable coin to mine. It has a higher risk than Bitcoin mining, but at least right now, it has a higher reward. Today I am unboxing, setting up, and then I'm gonna let it run for a couple weeks and post an updated review here with you on the Fluminer. It has won the title of the worst named miner in history. Next up, the Ebola miner. But seriously, that aside, we're going to be reviewing the Fluminer. All right, so check it out. This is the Fluminer L1, 5.3 gigahash a second of script mining algorithm power. It is supposed to be mining at that speed, right? And that's the profitability, that's the power here. The more gigahash, the more money or coins you'll mine. Consuming 1,200 watts, can be plugged into essentially any outlet, right? We're talking 110, 120 voltage. We're talking 240, 220 voltage, whatever. If you have the right power cable to plug into the integrated attached power supply, then you'll be good to go on that front. Maybe you don't have an Ethernet cable set up for this. Well, you don't need one other than just for a quick setup, because this actually has Wi-Fi capabilities, which is pretty cool. And if you don't know this, uncommon for most miners, especially miners of this size and power. This would be considered a medium-sized mining rig. This is an ASIC miner, an application-specific integrated circuit miner. It's a custom-built computer just for mining one specific mining algorithm. Again, in this case, it's Script, which is the mining algorithm for Dogecoin and Litecoin. And several other cryptocurrencies are now merge mined in addition to those, increasing the mining profitability for what's simply called Doge miners. So we got this miner in from aslminer.com. We opened an affiliate account with them, and more importantly, we've got a coupon code. The coupon code is not our typical VoskCoin, it is VoskCoin 100. So just be advised on that. They're an ASIC miner reseller. They hope to source the Lucky Miner to review and also this Fluminer to review. I still can't get over that name. So they have future stock, right? We'll just cut right to it for $3,000. If you want one ordered right now for immediate shipping, $4,200. Why is it more expensive? These mining manufacturers lower future prices. This isn't the reseller doing this stuff. They lower future prices that are basically ordered ahead of time to essentially hedge their risk. What if everything dumps? Well, then they sold everything at these prices, which they're very happy with. Essentially they're bankrolling at Doge 20 cents a coin. It could be 40 cents a coin and these will be worth more than. Doge could be 10 cents a coin and these will be worth less than. Nobody knows. So on my main Doge mining account, I've got about 22 Dogecoin miners online. So I'm serious. I'm taking this serious. And I got some big ones on here for what it's worth. This is becoming an absolute, just integral piece of the VoskCoin mining farm. Looking at the Fluminer, I put it on a sub account. Underperforming big time. 4 gigahash a second. I'm missing over an entire gigahash. I'm missing more than 20% of my mining hash rate here. So what's going on? The power draw is reportedly lower than it's supposed to be as well. So what happened? When we open the miner log, we can see that it's getting an error on chip 0. And because of this, we're basically dropping chips. We're dropping a hash board. We're dropping mining power. We're dropping passive income. So maybe it got hotter than it could handle. Maybe it's a lemon, maybe it's a dud. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click this reboot option and I'm going to reboot the miner. I wanted to show you this here right before I do this, because if you were paying attention to the screen and you notice, I had over 7 days of uptime. Okay, this has been mining for over a week. I've had it on the farm for a little while now. But yeah, that's not good. That's not what I wanted to see. And you look at my 24-hour hash rate. This didn't happen recently. It's coming in at literally a flat 4 gigahash a second. Exactly what the dashboard was reporting, which is not good. But check this out. Because I put it on a sub account, it makes diagnosis pretty easy here. So really, I've had it for a couple weeks. You can see I plugged it in on this date, right? Notice the gap here. and then we get some hash rate. I got 5.08 gigahash a second, 4.87 gigahash a second, and what is it supposed to be getting, right? It's supposed to be getting 5.3 gigahash a second. So I have never hit the hash rate I'm supposed to do. Remember, you are paid on basically based on what the mining pool says you're doing. It looks like the hash rate went down towards the end of the 25th, or that chip, or whatever's breaking the chain sequence here. Still remained online, but yeah, just completely dropped it, and it did not recover. That's not good. We also had 7 days of uptime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 7-ish? That uptime is right around this period that this has basically dropped some of the hash that it's supposed to have. How did this impact the mining profitability? Well, you can see I mined like 0.007 Litecoin, and then the last several days I've mined 0.0059 Bitcoin essentially. But what's more important is Dogecoin. So let's look at that number. That key date is going to be the 25th. So we look at these numbers and we're mining around 20 coins a day. And then before that, we're mining closer to 30 coins a day. That's a rough approximation there, as you can see the actual numbers here on screen. But that kind of gives us an idea and a ballpark of just kind of what's going on, what the situation is here. Mining Disrupt is having their 7th Bitcoin Mining Expo in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, March 25th, and it goes through March 27th. Link in the video description below. Don't forget the coupon code VoskCoin to save some coin. I'm remoted into this miner in the mining farm. If you get one of these and you want to log in, it's root. That is the default username and then password. So we see that the power is at 900 watts at the moment. It should be at 1,200 watts. If it's not that higher power consumption, that means that it's not running as many chips. So it's not like we're getting a higher than expected efficiency. That's why it's not hashing where we want it. Real-time hash rate doesn't really matter. You just need to have it run for a while and get an average hash rate. But really, this is effectively monitored on the pool. If you've already looked up the Fluminer, you may have seen that this miner wasn't working with some of the mining pools. Per ASL, this is the official Fluminer website, and most importantly, under the support tab, we can find the latest firmware. This is the official 1.1 version. So I'm downloading this, and we're going to try updating the firmware and see if that gives us any better results here. I'll drop the link out to this down in the video description below. Looking around their website, they're really only looking to deal in bulk, not sell small orders of these. So if you only want to buy 1 or 2, which would be typical with a miner like this, you're going to have to go through a miner reseller. So just finish this download, and after unzipping, we get update to .image. I'm still not getting that proper power draw. I think that this has still dropped most of that extra hash that we're looking for here. So we have this downloaded. Okay, my mistake, it wants the zip file, so don't unzip it, and that's even better. You never really want to unzip anything because it could be, malicious. So I've got this file. I'm gonna go into my firmware folder, make a new one, Fluminer, drag and drop it in there. And then sometimes it can be weird if you rename it. I wouldn't really think that's the case since it's gonna unzip it miner side anyway, but I'm just gonna put 1.1 in a little folder icon there, just remind myself. I'll just drag and drop it in there so it's obvious and clear. And just in case they release another miner model, something in the future, I'll just call it L1. 1.1. It has 100% upload status, and it looks like it was successful because we can see that it has software version 1.1. It also has a release date that is after my initial plugin date. So we can see this firing back up, and I'll leave this alone for a while and see if this fixes it. When you break down all the different script algo miners or Doge miners, and we talked about Bitcoin versus Doge mining the other day and really crunched the numbers in our spreadsheet on that. It's pretty easy to have a profitable miner, but you'll definitely carry a premium. Even at 7.5 cents per kilowatt hour, right? I can run miners that have an efficiency of like 0.53 joules a megahash or watts per megahash. This Fluminer is supposed to be more than twice as efficient as that. The number one comparison for this is probably going to be the AlphaPex DG Home one. We have this miner, it's good to go. We have it in hand, 0.3 joules a megahash or watts a megahash efficiency here. It earns $3 a day. It costs me $1.13 a day to run. So I have a profit of $2. But that's only with the current prices, right? Projected to earn around $650 per year after I account for the electricity bill. And these machines still cost a couple $1,000s. So when I break down the mining profitability, at least that it's supposed to have, right? The Fluminer L1, I should be putting over $5 worth of coin in my pocket. And why would I mine over buy the coin, right? I buy this machine, run it as a business expense, consult a professional and that stuff, true, right? But at the end of the day, I'm buying a machine, I want to pay it off, and then I'm basically DCAing, dollar cost averaging into these coins 24/7 at a discount, right? I'm essentially spending $2 to get $7 of coins. That's the point. So projected to earn $2,000 over the next year. These coins would need to double, or I'd have to have everything stay around the same for 2 years for this to be a good move. Honestly, with the earnings on this, the missing hash rate, and the cost of this machine, it just doesn't line up for me. If I'm going to spend over $4,000 on this, I would rather spend 2-3 times that and just get an Antminer L9 full size. It's a more robust and proven design. I have spare parts on hand for a lot of this. Warranty centers here in the US if something breaks and I need it, or I drop a board or something, like maybe what's happening here. Easier to resell. It's bigger, it's louder, it needs a bigger power circuit, but at least for me personally, that's fine. If I wanted to buy a little Dogecoin miner, based on my initial experience with the L1, I would probably reach for the DG Home one over that. This has been fine. This has been rock solid since I got it. But that's kind of me. That's my opinion. That's where my head's at. My initial impression of this updated firmware is it's not going to fix an issue. And I'll splice an update into this video if it's fixed over the next few days while we edit this. But I don't think it will. And if 10 seconds of tails is rolling on the screen right now, well, then that's your answer. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Hope you subscribe and stick around. Follow me on this crazy crypto journey. Never assume that all machines are created equal. And that's a big part of VoskCoin, our mission, to try to get out there and review every machine, because some people think that they are all the same. And maybe I just had a one-off bad experience with this, but take it for what it's worth and do whatever you want to do. Good luck out there.